Welcome to Vital Elixir. Today's explainer is all about validating those incredibly frustrating cognitive changes you might be noticing, and more importantly, revealing how you can safely reclaim your mental sharpness. We're going to look closely at the real underlying biology of how our brains age after 45 and how we can best support them.
We've all been there, right? You walk into the kitchen, you stare blankly at the refrigerator, and you have absolutely no idea why you're even standing there. Or maybe you're reading the exact same paragraph for the third time, and your brain just feels like it's trudging through wet sand. Your focus just totally vanishes. Well, I want to assure you right off the bat, this is not a character flaw. It's not laziness, and it is certainly not just an inevitable decline or quote-unquote normal aging.
Harvard Health describes brain fog as a collection of cognitive symptoms. We're talking poor memory, mental fatigue, and a slower processing speed. But here is the really empowering part. It's actually just a signal from your body that something in your biology needs a little extra support. It's a symptom of fixable imbalances, not some degenerative disease.
Now, just a quick note before we play detective today, and it's a rule we always follow here, please always consult your healthcare provider, especially if you experience sudden or severe cognitive changes. Our goal today is just to empower you with science-backed knowledge so you can support your health alongside your doctor, not to replace their expert medical care. Get this, your brain consumes 20% of your body's total glucose, 20%. It's the most glucose-hungry organ you have. So think of it as a high-performance engine that absolutely demands a steady, reliable fuel supply to keep you sharp and focused all day long. This is why chronic blood sugar instability is such a massive culprit behind brain fog. When you eat a carbohydrate all by itself, what we call a naked carb, it causes a huge spike in your blood sugar, which is inevitably followed by a crash. That crash literally starves your brain of fuel. But if you just eat a protein-forward breakfast and pair those carbs with some protein or fiber, you naturally slow down that glucose absorption. It's a gentle, safe way to keep your mind clear and your energy stable. Now, beyond just the fuel, we have to talk about the fire, which is neuroinflammation. See, your brain has these little immune cells called microglia, and when they detect inflammation, they release cytokines that can actually slow down how your neurons communicate. To help calm those cytokines down, you can safely support your biology with some easy anti-inflammatory building blocks. Try reducing ultra-processed foods, increasing your omega-3s with things like wild-caught salmon or sardines, snacking on polyphenol-rich foods like blueberries and dark chocolate, and of course, prioritizing your deep sleep. The big takeaway here is that natural drops in specific hormones during midlife deeply impact your brain's processing speed. Estrogen, for instance, is incredibly neuroprotective and supports your memory. Testosterone helps with your mental energy. And your thyroid? That's basically the metabolic master switch that determines how fast your brain cells fire. This is exactly why asking your doctor for a comprehensive hormone and thyroid panel is a fantastic proactive first step if you're feeling a bit sluggish lately. Then we have to look at sleep architecture, which naturally changes for a lot of us after 45. During deep sleep, you have a network called the glymphatic system. Think of it as your brain's nightly wash cycle, literally flushing out metabolic waste. But when you build up sleep debt, that system fails. Waste proteins accumulate and boom, you feel sluggish. Protecting your sleep environment by simply keeping your room nice and cool and maybe cutting off caffeine by noon may really help restore this vital cleansing process. And that brings us to stress. Chronic stress doesn't just feel emotionally bad, it is a physical event happening inside your brain. It keeps your stress hormone, cortisol, elevated for way too long. Over time, that elevated cortisol can literally remodel your brain. It can actually shrink your hippocampus, which is your memory center, and impair the connections that let you form and retrieve memories. No wonder you forget why you walked into the kitchen. But fortunately, you have a built-in tool to combat this right now. It's called the physiological sigh, and it gently activates your parasympathetic nervous system to lower that cortisol in real time. Anyone can do this regardless of your mobility level. You just take 2 quick inhales through the nose, like inhale, inhale, and follow it up with 1 long, slow exhale out the mouth. Just let it all go. Doing this 3 to 5 times a day safely signals to your body that it's okay to rest, helping to clear that fog. It is absolutely fascinating to me that 90% of your serotonin, which is a huge neurotransmitter for your mood and your focus, is actually produced right in your gut. Not your brain, your gut. They're in constant communication through the vagus nerve. So adding diverse fibers and fermented foods, maybe some sauerkraut or kefir, to your diet may safely support this crucial brain-gut connection. It keeps those communication lines wide open. Your brain also absolutely relies on a very precise cocktail of physical nutrients. There are 4 critical nutrient deficiencies to really watch out for in midlife: B12, iron, vitamin D, and magnesium. When these run low, your cognitive function can really take a hit. You can support these naturally through great dietary sources like eggs, spinach, wild salmon, and pumpkin seeds. But please remember, always have your doctor check these specific blood levels before you start taking any new supplements. You want to be sure you're getting exactly what your unique body needs. So here is your brain fog audit, bringing all this science together. Now listen to me. The most important thing I can tell you today is do not try to fix all 7 of these things at once. That would be totally overwhelming. Just pick 1 or 2 of these practical, gradual steps that feel doable for you. Maybe you start eating a protein-forward breakfast, or maybe your first step is simply calling your doctor to schedule that hormone and nutrient panel. Just pick one place to start building sustainable progress. So which of these root causes are you going to tackle first to clear the fog? Because remember, your brain controls every single aspect of your independence. What is one small, honest choice you can make today to protect it? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Have a chat with your doctor, pick your very first step, and ask yourself, what else is your biology trying to tell you? Keep living that vibrant, strong life, and we'll uncover more answers together next time. Picture this for a second. You wake up at 3 a.m. You're just staring at the ceiling, mind absolutely racing. And then by the time 2 p.m. rolls around, a heavy brain fog has settled in, making it so hard to just focus. Then when you finally stand up from your favorite chair, your knees, your lower back, they just ache with this stubborn stiffness. Does that sound at all familiar? Well, this is the reality for a composite viewer we'll call Thomas. And like so many of us over 55, Thomas desperately wants to maintain his independence, his energy, and his mobility. But he's exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally, from trying to keep up with these complicated, constantly changing health fads that promise the absolute world, but deliver, well, very little. So welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the vital Elixir longevity protocol, and we're gonna follow a journey from total frustration to real empowerment. It is incredibly easy to feel totally overwhelmed by the sheer volume of contradictory health advice out there. I mean, one day coffee is bad for you, the next day it's a superfood. It leaves people exactly like Thomas feeling completely paralyzed. But what if the secret to aging with strength and confidence wasn't hidden in some magic pill or a really complex, grueling regimen? Our whole mission today is to translate the most powerful, peer-reviewed longevity science into a simple, actionable daily routine, something you can actually stick to. So let's dive into this and look at what truly moves the needle when it comes to your health span. For years, the wellness industry has frankly tried to sell us on these really expensive biohacks. You know the ones, the $5,000 cold plunges, the $90 night creams, the $200 superfood powders, and they so often fail us because they just miss the foundational science of human biology. The profound truth that we found across 50 different health topics is that longevity really comes from simple, consistent daily choices. We're talking about sleep, walking, connection, and nourishment. These are the habits that compound over years, much like interest in a savings account, building this incredible fortress of health around your mind and body. Now, before we map out this protocol together, I do want to gently remind you that as a trusted practitioner, my goal here is to provide an educational guide based on established science. This explainer is not a substitute for personalized medical advice. Always consult your U.S. healthcare professional before making any significant changes to your diet, your exercise routine, or your supplement regimen, especially if you're managing chronic conditions or taking prescription medications. Your doctor is, without a doubt, your most important partner in this journey. The real turning point in Thomas's story begins the exact moment he opens his eyes. You see, the Vital Elixir Longevity Protocol starts with a targeted morning reset. We want to immediately help you reclaim that lost energy and set your biological clocks for the rest of the day, transforming the morning from a rushed, stressful blur into a true foundation of strength. And the very first step? It's entirely free and literally takes just minutes. Most of us are chronic chest breathers, meaning we wake up already in a state of stress. By taking just 5 deep belly breaths, so inhaling through the nose for 4 counts and exhaling for 6, Thomas actively shifts his nervous system right out of that fight or flight mode and into a calm, focused state. When he pairs that with just 10 minutes of morning sunlight in his eyes to set his circadian rhythm, well, Thomas is signaling to his brain that the day has begun with safety and clarity. Next up comes nourishment. For years, Thomas thought a bowl of cereal or a big glass of orange juice was a healthy start. But actually, those are essentially sugar bombs that almost always lead to a huge mid-morning crash. So by swapping those out for a protein-first breakfast, we're talking consuming 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein like eggs or Greek yogurt within an hour of waking up. He helps stabilize his blood sugar for the entire day. This simple swap feeds his muscles, it supports his neurotransmitters, and it absolutely keeps those pesky cravings at bay. Honestly, it's a non-negotiable habit for sustained energy. Let's follow Thomas into the afternoon and see how all this builds. The midday slump used to be his absolute nemesis, bringing on that heavy brain fog and deep joint stiffness. But by integrating mindful movement and strategic nourishment, the afternoon suddenly becomes a time of sustained focus and physical ease. The crucial point here is combating the real dangers of being sedentary. The rule is super simple. Try not to sit for more than 45 minutes at a time. Thomas starts incorporating these little 60-second movement snacks. He stands up, maybe does 5 sit-to-stands from his chair, rolls his shoulders, or does a few calf raises. Listen, this isn't a workout, it's just basic body maintenance. It hydrates the fascia, which is the connective tissue surrounding your muscles, it lubricates the joints, and keeps the brain flooded with fresh oxygen. It is an incredibly powerful tool against stiffness and brain fog. Then, when lunch rolls around, we want to visualize the perfect plate to fuel the body without inducing that heavy, sluggish food coma. Imagine half of Thomas's plate filled with colorful vegetables and fruits, really aiming for 5 servings of the rainbow every single day. A quarter is high-quality protein, and another quarter is intact, fiber-rich carbs with just a thumb-sized sliver of healthy fats, like a good olive oil. Eating whole, minimally processed foods in this specific ratio provides the exact building blocks his cells need to repair and truly thrive. And right after that largest meal comes a piece of true metabolic magic, the 10-minute post-meal walk. When Thomas takes just a gentle stroll after eating, his leg muscles act literally like a vacuum. They pull glucose directly out of his bloodstream to use for energy, which helps to dramatically reduce the need for a massive insulin surge. He doesn't even need to break a sweat. A leisurely walk around the block or around the office is more than enough to blunt that blood sugar spike and keep his energy perfectly steady.
But health isn't just physical. This number, 85 plus, well, that represents the length in years of a very famous Harvard study on adult development. And you know what it found? The absolute top predictor of a long, healthy, and happy life is the quality of our social relationships. In fact, chronic loneliness can be as taxing on the body as smoking. So Thomas makes it a daily habit to have at least one meaningful social connection. That could be a real phone call to a friend, a walk with a neighbor, or just a genuine face-to-face conversation. We all need to be seen, and we need to see someone else every single day.
As the sun sets, we transition into the evening to protect your muscles and, crucially, your rest. This is where Thomas learns to actively create a deliberate transition into a healing sanctuary, a space where the body repairs all the wear and tear of the day. To stay independent and combat the natural age-related muscle loss that tends to accelerate past 55, Thomas dedicates just 20 minutes 3 times a week to resistance training. And hey, you don't need a fancy gym for this. Lifting soup cans in the kitchen, doing wall push-ups, or practicing sit-to-stands builds an amazing metabolic furnace. It protects your bones, stabilizes your balance, and really helps ensure you have the strength to carry your own groceries, play with your grandkids, and live life strictly on your own terms.
But of course, physical rest requires mental peace. To stop the chronic rumination that used to keep him awake at 3 a.m., Thomas implements a nightly shutdown ritual. 1 hour before bed, the screens go off. He spends 3 minutes doing a brain dump, literally writing down every worry and to-do list onto paper so his brain doesn't have to hold on to it all night. Then he spends 2 minutes writing down 3 specific things he's grateful for. This simple act actually rewires the brain's negativity bias, actively lowering cortisol and safely transitioning him from doing mode into resting mode. All of this beautifully prepares him for the ultimate nightly maintenance window, a 7-hour sleep sanctuary. Sleep is when the brain clears out toxic waste and the body repairs its tissues. To secure this, Thomas keeps his room nice and cool around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 Celsius. He cuts off caffeine by noon and totally avoids alcohol within 3 hours of bed, because both of those really fragment your sleep architecture. By finishing with a few minutes of calm breathing and sticking to a consistent schedule, he ensures those 7+ hours are deeply, deeply restorative. Now let's step back for a second and look at the annual picture. Daily habits are the absolute foundation, but to truly take control, Thomas steps into the role of CEO of his own health.
You've probably heard it before, you cannot manage what you do not measure. Having clear, objective data is how you catch small imbalances way before they become major hurdles. So annually, request a comprehensive blood panel from your doctor. This should include a complete metabolic panel, a lipid panel checking ApoB, which is a key marker for heart health, and a full thyroid check, alongside your routine dental, eye, hearing, and skin exams. And then every 2 years, it's highly recommended to get a DEXA scan to safely monitor your bone density. Knowing these internal health markers empowers you and your healthcare provider to make informed, proactive decisions together as a team.
Bringing this whole story full circle, let's look at the tangible after of adopting this science-backed protocol. Thomas is no longer that exhausted, achy person staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. No, he wakes up feeling genuinely energized. He can stand up from his chair without his knees aching, and he has the steady stamina to enjoy his hobbies, his family, and his life with a total renewed sense of confidence. And you know, the beauty of this transformation is found in this wonderfully simple daily sequence: morning breathing and a protein-forward breakfast, midday walks and reaching out to a friend, evening strength sessions to protect the body, followed by a brain dump in a deeply protected sleep sanctuary. Aging well isn't about rigid perfection. It is about the compounding power of these consistent, manageable choices over time. You send your body the right signals, and believe me, it will respond.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Which of these 10 simple habits is your missing link? Remember, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just pick one single step to start today. Maybe it's the 10-minute post-meal walk, or perhaps it's just prioritizing that 25 grams of protein tomorrow morning. Take that one step toward the strong, clear, and vibrant decades ahead of you. Thank you so much for trusting Vital Elixir as your partner in aging with strength and vitality. Have a chat with your doctor, pick your first habit, and I'll see you in the next explainer.
Thank you for your time. Subscribe for more health education. Like the video and share it to help others stay informed.